Welcome back. Sergio Pena holding off Brett Moffitt, Max Gresham, Corey LaJoie, Chase Elliott. They're your top five as we're continuing under green flag conditions. That's Tom Hessert III and 37, just in front of Sergio Pena. He's about to go a lap down.
He lap 80 of 140. Brett Moffitt, while we were away at commercial break, took over that second spot from Corey LaJoie. He's on the move.
And Corey LaJoie continues to drop. Max Gresham has been able to get by him, so Corey LaJoie is back in the fourth spot and trying to hold off Chase Elliott now as those two battle for position.
Chase Elliott very, very good at this racetrack. We mentioned earlier he had a top five his debut here earlier this year. Now he looks to the inside of Corey LaJoie. Looks like Corey LaJoie struggling now with his tires. May have abused those tires a little bit, that torrid pace he set at the beginning.
Max Gresham running in the third spot. Again, that's the battle for fourth. Corey LaJoie, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's best career finish came right here at this racetrack where you mentioned that fourth place finish.
Right behind Chase Elliott, we have a couple teammates. That's Matt DiBenedetto in the 15, Alex Bowman in the 16.
We've got Darrell Wallace Jr. just behind him in the 6. Those two teammates running nose to tail for that 6th position. LaJoie working by the slower lap traffic. Chase Elliott able to get by as well. That's the 96 of Ben Kennedy.
Ben also went out west and ran a couple West Series races in the hiatus that the series has had.
A little bit of a gap between the last race at Columbus and this run.
Sometimes it's really an opportune time, though, in the middle of the season to be able to rebuild your equipment and really start fresh for these last 3 races.
Corey LaJoie, it worked for qualifying for him earlier today. Grabbed his first career pole.
Working for Sergio Pena right now, too.
Sergio Pena trying to pull away from the field, but working his way through the slower lap traffic as we've had a pretty long green flag run here.
There's the 97 of Tanner Berryhill going a lap down. Chase continues to try to work the inside, try to get to the inside of Corey LaJoie to try to take over that 4th spot.
Just up in front of him, Max Gresham in the 18. You see the 07 and 9 closing in on that position. Gresham running in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, Max hasn't been able to get away from Corey. He got by him, but hasn't been able to drive away from him.
Again, Moffitt running second. There's your race leader, Sergio Pena, just behind that 04 of Ryan Reed. Ryan's got the yellow stripe on the back bumper, rookie status.
He gives a lot of room to Sergio, gives him the bottom of the racetrack. As you can see, already a 2-time winner here. Both of those in the state of Virginia, though. I don't know how he can win South Carolina. That's a whole different state.
That's a state away even. He's got North Carolina in between him.
Rick Godovic in the 64 car.
Godovic coming back into the series. They took a hiatus, both he and his son Brandon Godovic.
Brandon had a great 4th place run at Loudon, his best of the year.
Corey LaJoie, Chase Elliott, those two continuing on their chase for 4th. LaJoie has it, Chase trying to take it, and behind him Alex Bowman and Matt DiBenedetto racing for position. DiBenedetto just in front of Bowman. Bowman currently leading the Rookie of the Year point standings in this series.
It has a 10-point lead over Corey LaJoie.
LaJoie trying to hold his position with Chase Elliott just behind him. Elliott currently 3rd in the Rookie of the Year standings.
Max Gresham right out in front of them. Max has run every single lap this year. He's the only competitor to do so. 1,335 laps coming into this race.
And that's saving your equipment. This is making the pass for the 4th spot. Chase Elliott takes it away from Corey LaJoie with just 50 laps of racing remaining.
You know, Chase Elliott really ran a smart race here in the spring. He just came out of nowhere. He had a lot of car left at the end of the race. Maybe the same thing's going to happen here today.
Corey LaJoie trying to chase down Chase Elliott now. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. Not a lot has changed in the top 10, at least in the top 4.
Yeah, Alex Bowman now has made his way up to the 5th spot. Darrell Wallace Jr. now up to 7th. DiBenedetto back to 8th.
There's Max Gresham trying to hold off Chase Elliott. Those two battling for the 3rd spot. Gresham has it. Chase Elliott trying to take it away. And you see that 16 of Alex Bowman coming into the picture as well.
It's amazing how much young talent is in this series. Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman. Max Gresham has been in this series before, but still a very, very young, extremely talented young race car driver.
Yeah, you talk about youth. We've got a couple 16-year-olds. Chase Elliott, 15 years old. 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. A very young demographic here behind the wheel in the Canyon Pro Series East.
There's Sergio Pena getting ready to put a lap on a couple good cars there. That's Brandon Godovic in the 46. And there's one of his teammates, Michael Cherry, in the 8 car.
Sergio Pena setting a blistering pace here at Greenville Pickens Speedway.
It's the 51 of Brandon Haley on the outside. Huge lead right now for Sergio Pena. A full straightaway right now.
And he's able to work through the slower lap traffic better than Brett Moffitt right now. We saw Moffitt just going into turn number 1. As you mentioned, a straightaway behind the 4 of Sergio Pena. You see the battle now between the 18 and the 9 of Chase Elliott.
And Alex Bowman joins that battle as well in the 16 car.
They're working their way by the 96 of Ben Kennedy. Ben Kennedy giving them room so that they can continue to race for position.
These guys are just tiptoeing off these corners now. So easy to unhook the rear of the car off these corners.
And we've had a very long green flag run. Last caution came out when Michel Theriault went around. That was back on lap 41 when the caution came out. So we've had quite a few green flag laps already, as we've already passed 100 laps of racing.
Yeah, over 50 lap green flag run here. That's a long time here typically for this series on this type of racetrack.
And you talk about the tires heating up and losing grip, and all the drivers tiptoeing out of the turns, trying to keep those tires locked to this racetrack.
Chase Elliott's car really looks like it's turning well. He's able to stay right next to that short wall as he exits the corner.
Still looks to the inside, peaks on the inside of that 18 of Max Gresham, but not able to get the nose down below the 18.
Max is doing a nice job staying right on the bottom.
There's Darrell Wallace Jr. in the 6 going by Brandon McReynolds in that 42. Brandon now a couple laps down.
Darrell Wallace Jr. trying to gain some ground on Max Gresham, the point leader. Darrell came in here 100 points behind. Talked to his crew chief Dave McCarty. He said, we just need to keep gaining ground here. Keep gaining ground. They gained some ground at Columbus, but right now he's running behind Max Gresham.
Momentum is key in racing. See Brandon McReynolds after a very good start. Started in the 7th spot, has dropped back to 18th now. His father, Larry McReynolds, actually spotting for him here at the racetrack.
You know, it's tough for Larry to make a lot of these races with his busy TV schedule, but it's great to see him able to be here with Brandon here tonight.
Again, this is a Saturday race. It was scheduled to run on Monday night. Right behind that 42, you see the 15 of Matt DiBenedetto. What's going on with that team?
And Matt DiBenedetto has got to make the best of these next 3 races. When we talked earlier in the day, he doesn't have any deal or ride lined up for next season. When I asked him, what are you going to do? He said, there's nothing much I can do. I can just go run as hard as I can, try to pick up as many wins as I can to make myself marketable to a team.
And I tell you, that's what all these young drivers, we talk about the youth in racing right now, that's what they're all trying to do. So they've got a lot of competition out there, and Matt DiBenedetto just trying to be seen by some of these bigger teams that could possibly vault him into maybe one of the upper tiers of NASCAR.
Yeah, he was with Joe Gibbs, and he actually ran some nationwide races for Joe Gibbs and had a couple top 10 finishes. A lot of talent there, but right now there just aren't that many rides available, and Matt's doing the right thing. He's getting great equipment here with X-Team Racing, and he's running up front each and every week.
Benedetto with a win earlier this year, and Bowman Gray has 3 career wins. Sergio Pena has 2 career wins in this series. We'll see if he can add to that if he stays out front here.